day, like Superman, in comic books, graphic design studio, continuity associates. Neal Adams, it's good to see you. How are you, sir?
Yo, seven.
You see how cool he just slid right in there.
What's going on? This is like weird. We're in the top floor of this convention.
Yes, right. That's how we do it here.
Yeah. We got a semi-audience.
Yes, we do.
Pseudo. We got a mohawk over here. We got a pretty girl. We got two.
We got more than one, right?
We have an aged antiquarian who is recording this. My goodness.
You're not supposed to be so funny. The stereotype of someone who's into comic books is a nerd, is a geek or nerd, and doesn't have a personality.
No,
how do you buck that trend?
I bought one.
How much did it cost?
I bought one. It cost $187.
That's all.
That's right. I'm telling you, I got
Even with
Walmart.
inflation?
You get it at my Walmart. They're easy. I get it with my shit-eating room.
Don't. Dump down mine. Dump.
You can't do that.
Yeah, we can.
I get it with my poop-eating room.
Well, let me ask you, let's go back to the beginning. How did you get into this business of comics at all?
How did I get into the business?
Yeah, I mean, what made
They
you want to
gave
get
me
into it?
money.
But not everyone has talent.
But they still gave me money, so they must have thought I had talent. No, you know, when you're a kid, you like stuff and you like new stuff. I like science and comic books. I like to draw. And I thought one day I'll become an illustrator or I'll become a scientist. Unfortunately, I didn't have any money. My family didn't have any money, so I realized at a very young age that I was going to have to leave high school. When I left high school, I better be able to do something besides the garbage or taking it away. So I thought, well, I can't do science because I had to go to college. So fine, maybe I can become an illustrator and then I can go and study science later.
Did you have any formal training, or you just doodling?
What was it? No, there was in our high school in New York. It was like left over from the art time where they had vocational high school. So it was art. Industrial art. Industrial art is like just like the mechanical drawing and stuff like that. I guess cartoon wasn't supposed to be there, but they shoved it in. Fashion illustration was a little bit, they shoved it in. So it was a high school where you learn all these college professional things in high school. And I think it was the only country. So I went there. And those people taught me, they broke my
Listen, they busted your ass. I can say that.
But I also was intending to be trained because I wanted to get out and actually make a living in art from high school.
And someone started paying you along the way. And how did you get that opportunity to start creating the imagery for such iconic books such as Superman?
You have to understand, back in the day when I was doing this stuff, there was no opportunity to get comic books. Back in those days, comic books were on the way. They were going to dump comic books. When I went out to see comics and to Archie comics, they said, you know, kid, do something realistic because comics are going to be gone.
They thought the industry was done.
Because Congress had attacked comic books. In 1953, Congress attacked comic books. They had finished with communists, and then they turned the dictionary page to comics because it was legislation about the dictionary. And so they attacked comic books and it appeared on TV, so these legislators got to appear on TV and attack comic books.
But I thought comics historically were so patriotic in nature, even fighting against the Nazis. Captain America on the Marvel side.
No, that's true. There's a guy who wrote a book called The Seduction of the Innocent, and he implied that comic books were responsible for juvenile delinquency, for sexual perversion, sort of like rock and roll.
I was going to say, we've heard this before, somewhere before.
We've heard it here.
Right.
Newer generations, it's computer games and it's rock and roll. So back in those days, this is the beginning of that. We were like commies. Commies and comics go together, don't
The
they?
dictionary.
Exactly. So they decided that essentially comic books were bad for people. And it wasn't that, it was decided. What happened was that America watched their television and they realized that perhaps these people were right. And so they turned their back on comics. So all parents across America, some people still live in homes like that where your kids can't read comic books. Not so in Europe, not so in Japan, not so anywhere in the world, just in America. So when I graduated high school in 1959, and I wanted to go out and do comic books, they turned their back. They wouldn't even look at my portfolio. They had nothing to do with me. They said, look, kid, go get a job doing something real. I had a teacher. I'm going to tell you a story. I had a teacher named Charles Allen. Charles Allen was a black cartoonist. And that you have to understand the day. You didn't live in the day. In the day, a black cartoonist who nobody recognized. He didn't exist. He was a famous cartoonist, but he didn't exist. It doesn't appear in the newspapers, doesn't appear in the magazines, doesn't appear anywhere. He did a syndicated strip that another guy did. He retired, but Charles Allen was so talented that he took over the strip and nobody else could do it. So he did the strip for years, and then he retired and became a teacher at the School of Industrial Art. He was my teacher. Well, Charles Allen taught me worldwide cojones, okay, and made me do what I was supposed to do to become a good cartoonist. But he told me, you cannot become a comic book artist. Comic books are going to go out of business. They're going to be gone, and you're wasting your time. I said, well, okay, fine. I didn't listen to him. And so I did samples, and I did work, and I busted my butt. And I worked as hard as I could. And at the end of the year that I was with Charles Allen, I was supposed to hand in 10 jobs in my portfolio. And I walked into this room, and there he was, very stiff, with his steel glass, and looking me dead in the eye, saying, I'm okay, it's in the portfolio. Open the portfolio, there was 110 pieces in it. 110. 10 times more than anybody else in my class. And he looked me in the eye and he said, Neal, I told you, there's not any confidence. You are making a mistake. And I said, no, Mr. Aaron, you're black. And you should have been successful.
But still.
So he gave me a
Neal Adams, I'm running out of time with you, so very quickly, with all that as a precursor, that has led you to a point where people can see your work now, where most people may not even know that they're looking at your work.
Well, most of the fans, they know. I'm the troublemaker.
Clearly!
Who I am and what I do.
He is Neal Adams, comic book and commercial artist, best known for helping create some of the definitive modern imagery at all of DC Comics. I'm talking about Superman, Batman, and Green Arrow. He is the man, and we appreciate having him on the Mo Kelly Show here at WonderCon.
What they say.
Neal Adams, it's good to see you.
Pleasure.
This is the Mo Kelly Show on KFI.